Hi Flosstube, this is Stephanie the Avios Crafter. Welcome to my channel. Let's see, this is Flosstube number 26? 27? You know because you're watching it. I don't know because I haven't checked. It's Monday, not Thursday. I decided I'm not really gonna film on Thursdays anymore because I found myself apologizing either out loud or in my mind for the garbage trucks every single time, and so I'm just not going to film on garbage day anymore. So then I was going to film on Friday, but my my aunt came to visit. If you have been watching my channel since really close to the beginning, you might remember I have an aunt with stage 4 metastatic breast cancer, and she recently celebrated her 61st birthday, and when she was first diagnosed they didn't think she was going to make it to this birthday, so it's really great. She is struggling with breathing and talking and walking, but she's the kind of person that doesn't stop. Since her diagnosis, she has been traveling and visiting. She and her husband just got back from a 3-week trip to the eastern United States. They were sightseeing and going everywhere that her wheelchair would let them, and they've been visiting their family, and she is just making the most out of the life that she has left. And so during the 3 weeks that she and her husband were back east, they were keeping their car in at our house. We have a driveway that extends past the house and into the backyard, so we just let them leave their car there. And so when they came to pick it up, they stayed and visited for a while, and it was just really nice to see her. And her sister, one of my other aunts, was there as well, so that was a nice visit, and that's why I didn't film on Friday. I was thinking about filming on Saturday or Sunday, but both days I was stitching obsessively on a piece that I will show in a little while, and so no filming happened on those days. So Monday's a good day for a Flosstube. I might just change my Flosstube to be every Monday. We'll see what happens. Let's see. We'll start out with my Saxon band samplers. This is the Saxon Transylvania band sampler and the Ye Olde band sampler, both of which I designed. And this is, I finally remembered to grab the papers with the patterns on them, but this is what they will look like. I'm doing them side by side, and so together they will look something like this. This one in greens and this one in reds. And I had started on the very top of Ye Olde band sampler last time I showed this, and this is what I have on it now. So last time I had the very top and a little bit right here, and so then I finished off the line border all the way here. I've put in these birds and some plants between them, and I started on the swirly border underneath them. I love this piece. I love the reds that I chose. The reds for these birds. This is a variegated DMC, and I think it's just turning out really awesome. Excuse me. So I'm quite pleased with how that is turning out. I haven't been working on it daily, especially since I started this other piece. But when I do, I should get back to putting in a little bit every day, because I was really enjoying seeing the progress on that. And when I do, I use the hashtag dailybapstitch, and I'll put that down below, and that is every day put in at least a little bit on a BAP, which I refer to as Big Ambitious Project in my mind. And if you have a great big project that you want to see progress on, feel free to use the same hashtag. Just put in a little bit of work on it every day and see it blossom and grow. So again, that's hashtag dailybapstitch. And for the Saxon band samplers, those are patterns that are both available in my Etsy shop, which is also linked below. And the hashtag for that, and there's a couple other people who are doing this, is Saxon Band Sampler Sal, and I'll also link that one below. Let's see, what else have I worked on? I put in some more work on my dolphin sketch piece. So I have the first page done, and I'm working on this second page, and it's just lots of big blocks of color, and I filled in some of this blue and green gray. Technically both colors are gray, but and like when you look at them just on the bobbin, they just look gray, but on this piece surrounded by a whole bunch of other grays, there is one that is very distinctly blue and one that is very distinctly green, even though blue and green are not in their name. So that is this part in here that I filled in. And you know, you look at it and you can definitely see blue and green, even though they're both technically gray. It's kind of fun that there are so many different grays. Anyway, really enjoying that piece when I get it out to work on. I love subtle, soft, toned down colors. They're very, very much me. Let's see. Before I move on to other cross-stitch stuff, I just remembered I was going to do this in the beginning and I forgot. Not this past Thursday, but the Thursday before that, I had another craft night. Our church group just loves crafting, and that is great. And so we did more wooden blocks with vinyl cutouts, and it was a lot of fun. And this time we focused on Halloween and autumn and stuff. The first one is this pumpkin. No vinyl on this one, but isn't that just so cute? They're just little 2x2s stacked on top of each other, painted orange. There's another little 2x2 square up on top, and then it's wrapped with, is this jute or hemp, or I don't remember, the really cool string stuff, and this wire of leaves, and it just turned out so cute. And I wanted to do this kind of in the beginning so that I could set these up and have them be like decorating the stairs for my video. We have this one. It's got the candy corn colors and these adorable vinyl spiders and Halloween. This one was really fun to make. There. And then there was the trio of ghosts. Let me get those in a way that I can hold them up. Ta-da! Aren't they so cute? And these blocks are just really easy to make. There's a lady in our church that has a cameo machine, and she just, you know, takes patterns from the internet and cuts out all the vinyl bits for everybody, and we just paint the blocks and stick the vinyl on, and it's a lot of fun. So these are going up here. And now we can look at how cute they are throughout the video. Let's see. So, I've covered that. Now I have a better place to put my projects than on the stairs. Okay. Let's see. I pulled out While Lilies Flourish and remembered that I really enjoy working on this one too. That's kind of the theme. I like all of my projects, and I just wish that there were like 10 of me that could stitch all at the same time and do all the other stuff that I have to do. But a little bit breezy out here, which is great for the wind chimes, not so great for showing things, but here's where I am at on While Lilies Flourish. So this time I added this cat, isn't he cute? And then started on the green. This will go out a little further and there will be a dog here, but brought it out here and started on the hill that's going to go all the way under the house and then back down here. And there's going to be sheep in the hill and some people, so there will be spaces left. So, While Lilies Flourish. This is another pattern that is available in my Etsy shop, and I just really enjoy it. Y'all, it's cold out here. I like it. The sweater is fine for if you're just kind of, you know, going to be out for a little while, but my fingers are getting cold and my nose is getting cold, and my feet are fine because I have really fuzzy socks with tennis shoes on, so my feet are okay, but I might not be able to film outside much longer because in Utah we get cold in the autumn and winter, and it's definitely getting there. Okay. Alright, well, yeah. Jeff and I recently celebrated our 14-year anniversary. Yay! Happy anniversary to us. And I'll talk a little bit more about the actual anniversary in a little while, but I wanted to show the piece that I worked on that day. This is a design from the Reader's Digest Big Book of Cross-Stitch Designs, and it is Grand House, and I'm stitching this up as kind of a wedding sampler, marriage sampler for us. It'll have our name and the year that we were married in there. So I thought that that was appropriate to stitch on during our anniversary. Let's see. This one is really see-through. Grab some paper to hold behind it. So what I worked on was I started the vines in the outer border. So here's what I have. All of the stuff inside the dark green lines is complete, and then I started on this top border up here. There's going to be sort of purpley flowers or strawberries, or I'm not sure what exactly they are, but there's going to be some more color up there, and I think there's a squirrel back there. We get squirrels. So yeah, that is what I worked on for our anniversary. And it's just really pretty. Okay. Now, the piece that I have been completely obsessed with for the past 2 days, 3 days, I don't know, for Saturday and Sunday, I could barely put this down. And it is Lakeside Needlecrafts has a Facebook page where they have lots and lots of sals going on, and this is one of the sals from Lakeside Needlecraft, and I'm going to pull up what it's going to look like, at least as far as the sal has gone so far. There's still 2 parts to come out. So this started a while back, but I only just barely started it on Saturday. And let me see. Hopefully this shows up all right. This is the Specialty Stitches Butterfly Sal by Doreen Jones. And it took me, like, way back when it first came out, I saw Jennifer Upton stitching on this in her Instagram. She started up at the corner and was doing some of these specialty stitches, and I commented, you know, wow, I've never done any specialty stitches except backstitch and French knots, and she's like, you should totally get this pattern because it's fun, and all of the instructions for how to do the specialty stitches are spelled out just really, really well. And so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do it. And so I went over and I purchased the pattern, and you know, I've continued to get the new parts as they're released, and I was scared to start it because of these specialty stitches, and I'd never done them before. And I was also somewhat hesitant because the colors are, like, they're really cute, but they're a bit bright and saturated and kind of in your face, and that's great for some people. It's not me. But I finally, on Friday night, went through and came up with a color conversion that I really liked, and then Saturday I started stitching and I fell in love. This is such a gorgeous pattern, and specialty stitches are beautiful when you stitch them up. And so I have completed the 3 center pieces, and you know how sometimes when you look at something that is so beautiful and it just speaks to you, and you get kind of like this ache in your chest? Now I sound really obsessive. I sound kind of crazy, but this does that for me. It is so beautiful to me that I literally ache when I look at it. And that's a cool thing. So, it is so beautiful. I changed out the oranges for browns, and I changed all the blues and greens to be more subdued. You know, it's still rich colors, but it's not like bright and in your face. And the black I changed to DMC 3371, which is a nice rich dark brown. I love, 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 love this pattern. It is so beautiful, and I'm never gonna avoid a piece because of specialty stitches again, because they are so much fun. It is really fun. I really like this piece. So yeah, this has been my obsession since Saturday morning, and yeah. Another reason that I was putting off working on this, it still has to do with the fact that it's specialty stitches, but was that I don't think that these kind of specialty stitches would work well if you try to stitch them in hand. That would just be really, really hard to do. And I was not thrilled with the idea of using a hoop, because it just seemed like it would be like kind of harsh on the fabric and on the stitches. And so I was waiting for when I could get the Q-snaps, you know, kind of dithering back and forth, like, oh, am I gonna get them, am I not? And I finally did. And then, you know, so I had the Q-snaps, but then I'm like, you know, I have Q-snaps, I have to make grime guards. And so, oh, by the way, I'm done with the cross stitch portion because that's all that I worked on. That's my whips for this week. So now I'm into all the other stuff that I've made. So I made grime guards for my Q-snaps. Here is my 11-inch grime guard, and it turned out really nice. And then here is my 8-inch grime guard. And I will probably make an 8x17, no, 8x11 grime guard for if I want to take the pieces and you know, make it into an 8x11 Q-snap for certain pieces. But yeah, these are my grime guards. So once I had my Q-snaps and my grime guards and my color conversion, I was able to start my butterfly specialty stitches Sal and fall deeply, madly in love with it. Okay. Another thing that I have been working on this week, you may remember from last week that I made those project bags and attached hand crocheted trim to them. And I had so much fun making that trim and loved the way that it turned out on the bags that I decided I was going to do more. So I have stitched up several more trims. There's this lovely, you know, I'm gonna, that's fine, whatever. Pink trim, and I have 2 green ones. So here's this green trim with a fun scallop edge. And then this was a really fun one to stitch. And then I did 3 cream off-white antique white ones. There's this one which is the same pattern as the green one, but you know, the different color gives it a different feel. And this cute little one. And then there was this one, which turned out really pretty, but I don't think I'm going to do any more of this one because it's very saturated as far as stitches. There's a lot of stitching, and so this one took a really long time compared to the others because each individual stitch, you know. So, but I love the way it turned out. So these are my crocheted trims that are going to be going onto project bags because that's how I roll. And then I was like, well, I can crochet trims, but maybe I could also knit some trims. I'm not as good at knitting because it's a new thing for me, so I'm using some just big white yarn that I have lying around. It's got some stains on it, so this isn't actually going to be anything, but so I'm trying some knitted trims as well. This one is supposed to be leaves. You can kind of see the leaf shape, and it would just kind of keep going from there. So this is just like a practice piece, practicing the stitches and how knitting feels, and then I'll move on to knitting with the smaller crochet cotton and see if it would be feasible for me to knit some trims for project bags as well. You can probably hear whatever that is. It's something to do with the heater because it's cold, so our heater is running. Okay, now I'm going to move on to gifts. I received, since my last video, my Biscornu from my swap partner, from the Great Biscornu Swap. And just a reminder, this go around it was one color. You pick one color and stitch the whole Biscornu in that color. It can be different shades of that color, but it all has to be the one color. I'm just sitting here watching all the leaves fall from my cherry trees. Oh, there's that squirrel. Yep, it's sitting on a fence just looking at me like, oh no, there's a person there. Oh, I gotta go. That was not a good squirrel voice. Anyway, so one color, any shades of that color you want, and stitch the whole Biscornu in that color. And I received this darling frog. Obviously the color was green, and she put in, I mean, it's a lot of like fancy black work in green, obviously. And there's the breeze, and my fingers are gonna fall off. And there's French knots in here, and it's just really pretty. And here's the back. So, and it's like a good sturdy. It's not like super squishy. It's sturdy, and I like that. I don't know what's in there. It feels funny. It's got like a crinkly. Can you hear that? So I don't know what's in it, but but I like it. And yeah, this is just super cute. So thank you to my swap partner. Let's see. And it also came with some green DMC colors. So that was fun. For my anniversary, we went to this awesome vegan diner here in Salt Lake. We've been a few times and just absolutely love the food. We're not like vegan. I don't eat meat. My husband does, but he also likes meat substitutes and meat-free meals and stuff. I try to eat mostly plant-based and whole foods and stuff, but I do eat a little bit more junk than I should. But anyway, so we went to this diner. It's called Vertical Diner, and the food was so good. I can't even remember what I got. It was delicious and I can't remember it. It was a salad, taco salad, yeah. And it had jackfruit and tempeh and guacamole and beans and rice and pickled red onions and cilantro lime dressing, and I got a side of fruit, and I got they have tender tigers. That's their seitan fake meat version of chicken tenders, and they're so good. And my husband got the buffalo tigers, so they're really spicy, and those were so good. And anyway, it was all just really good. And I meant to ask, but I didn't, and I need to look up how to make seitan as tender as they do, because it always ends up kind of tough when we make it. So I need to look up how to make really, really tender seitan, because it was so good. Anyway, so that's where we went for our anniversary. What I received, I got, Jeff gave me this necklace. Just really pretty. It's got a picture of the temple here in Salt Lake, and like a little crystal and pearl, and just really pretty. And you know, they're just beads. It's not real crystal and real pearl, but that's okay. It suits my style and I like it. And he got me a big bag of my favorite candy bar ever, Twix. Because like I said, I'm not opposed to eating junk food. So the whole bag of candy is by now gone. I did share with the kids and Jeff, and it lasted for several days, but it has all been eaten. And then the last thing that he got for me was a punch needle kit. So awesome. Okay, this is kind of a funny story. We both tend to put things off. So he decided to go to the store after work on the day of our anniversary to get me an anniversary gift. And I also had put off purchasing him a gift, and so I was gonna go to the store before he got home from work to get him a gift. And you know, naturally we ran into each other at the store and we're like, oh, fancy meeting you here. So you know, it was obvious what we were both doing there, and so we parted ways and got gifts for each other. And he, smart man, went to the sewing and crafting section and was just looking around, and you know, came across these punch needle kits, and well, I don't know what it is, but looks like something Stephanie would like, so yeah, I'll get that. Smart man. And, you know, of course I have seen other floss tubers do punch needle and just thought, you know, that looks really cool. That's something I want to try at some point. And now I can. It comes with several patterns. Look at that fox. And there's a little owl up close to it. And the needle, I mean, not needle, scissors and thread pattern, which is really cute. And there's like a quilt block pattern. And obviously, because I am me, I will also most likely design some of my own punch needle patterns to do, because it's really simple, I think, to design a punch needle pattern. You just like draw shapes and make it cute. Relatively simple, nothing too complicated, and it should work. So I'm excited to, now that I have shown it on film, really excited to get this out and play with it. That's another reason I'm really glad that I got those Q-snaps, because that has really good tension, and you need like really good tension in the fabric for punch needle. I believe I have shown everything. The camera cut out a little bit ago because I forgot to delete some stuff from the SD card and it was full, so I had to go delete some previous videos and sort of check and see where I was at, and I don't think I zoomed in properly, so if there's a difference in perspective now versus the first part of the video, that's why. So I'm going to wrap this up because it really is quite chilly out here. Not nearly as cold as it's gonna get because, yeah, it gets pretty cold. But, and here's the wind to help the wind chimes bid you thank you for watching, happy stitching, and goodbye.